So let's start together with one Om. Just find a comfortable seat. I should say, if you have 2 blocks, that's great because you can use them through the practice. If you don't have 2 blocks at home, you can make do without them. I'll give you some other options. And just join your palms in Anjali Mudra. Center your awareness into your breath. And we'll Om together. Deep breath in. Bring yourself to your hands and your knees. You can clear off your mat. Just aligning your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Start to move through some cat-cow. So with your inhale, go into a back bend. Stretch your chest forward. Exhale and round your spine. Draw your tailbone down. Inhale, back bend. Lengthen through your neck. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale to back bend. Exhale to round. Find a neutral spine and draw your lower belly in to broaden across your lumbar spine. Step your right foot back to plank and your left foot back to plank. Hold here with your shoulders over your wrists. Firm up the muscles of your legs. Activate through the center of your body. Activate through the front of your pelvis. Downward facing dog with your knees deeply bent. And for this first one, I'll have you walk your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat and bend your knees a lot. Draw your sitting bones back toward the back of your room. Ground down through your hands. Ground at the base of your index finger and thumb. And then allow your head to release and soften. So there's a softness coming through your neck and the base of your neck. A softness through your jaw. Bring your feet hip-width distance. On your inhale, shift forward into plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Drop your knees to the floor and just slowly lower all the way onto your mat. Sphinx, bring your elbows forward under your shoulders so you're propped up on your forearms. Press down into your hands. Bring your elbows forward just a touch more. There you go. Now, drawing into your center, pull your chest forward. Activate the muscles in the back of your shoulders and draw your upper arms back. Lengthen through your neck spine. Put your hands where your elbows were for Sphinx or for Cobra. Inhale, lift into a baby cobra. Child's pose. As you exhale, shift your hips back, hips to heels. Finding 3 to 5 full breaths in child's pose. Allow your breath to fill the back of your body so that your breath becomes an anchor for your awareness through the practice. Continuously drawing yourself back into consciousness of your breath and your body. Inhale, come up to your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Walk your feet forward to your hands. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Sweep your arms out. Rise to stand with your inhale. Reach up. Bring your arms by your sides as you exhale. So through the next series, we're going to do some low lunging. So if you need to, if you have sensitive knees, you could take a blanket and have it be folded very thin and bring it to the middle section of your mat. Like so. So I don't know if Aubrey and Dana want these blankets here. Do you want a blanket here, Dana? You're okay. So just for demonstration purposes, feel free to have a blanket for your back knee. And then step in front of your blanket if you have it there, all the way to the top of your mat. Stand tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step your right foot back to a lunge and drop your right knee down to the floor. Bring your hands to your hips to come up. Pause and align your pelvis toward the top edge of your mat. Reach your arms out in front of you. Join your palms. Stretch your arms up to the sky. Reach long through your pinky fingers and lengthen through your side body. Bring your hands to the floor. From here, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and pause. Straighten your front leg to the best of your ability. Now, if you have 2 blocks and you'd like to use them on either side of your front foot, you're welcome to. Otherwise, fingertips to the floor. Bend into your front knee. Step to plank pose. Inhale there. Lower all the way to the floor as you exhale. Cobra. Lift your shoulders up and back. Downward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips back. Hold for 3 full breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana. The end of your next exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee to the floor. Hands to your hips to come up. Again, align your pelvis toward the top edge of your mat. Join your palms out in front of you and stretch your arms up. Notice that your arms might be slightly forward of your head. Start to straighten through your elbows. Lengthen out through your arms. Good. Bring your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Now just straighten your front leg. It doesn't have to go all the way straight for this to be effective at starting to open up through your hamstrings. Draw your right hip back and your left hip forward. Bend into your front knee, step forward. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Bring your arms by your sides, exhale. And we'll simply add on to that sequence. Inhale, reach up, fold forward, exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Left foot back to a lunge, drop your knee to the floor. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the floor, pause. Lift your back knee, straighten your front leg, and fold forward over your right leg. Bend into your front knee and pause. Left hand stays to the floor. Twist to the right. Lift your right arm up. Draw your shoulder blades back onto your back body. Find some strength and stability with your back leg. Lift your back thigh bone up. Bring your right hand to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Lower all the way to the floor. Cobra, press into the tops of your feet. Inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, send your hips back. Take a full breath in downward dog, again grounding your awareness into your breath. Left foot forward between your hands, drop your back knee to the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, touch the floor and pause. Lift your back knee, straighten your front leg, fold over your left leg. Bend into your knee, simple twist, right hand stays down, twist to the left, reach your left arm up. See if you can draw your left hip back and in to stabilize from your outer hips in toward the center of your body. Bring your left hand to the floor. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Bring your arms by your sides. Exhaling. Inhale, stretch your arms up, lengthen your spine, fold forward, exhale. Inhale, long spine, right foot back to a lunge, pause, drop your knee to the floor. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana, lift your torso up. Join your palms together out in front of your forehead. Bend your elbows and bring your thumbs to the back of your neck, right at the base of your skull. Draw your elbows in toward each other slightly, then lift your elbows toward the ceiling. As you open up the front of your body, at the same time, move your lower ribs back toward the back plane of your body. Stability. Reach your arms straight up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Tuck back toes, lift your back knee, and straighten your front leg. Warming up a little more through your hamstrings. Bend into your left knee. Bring your hands to the inside of your front foot and go to Skandasana at the back of your mat. So back heel down, bend into your right knee, and take your left leg straight. Turn your left toes to point up toward the ceiling. And for this first one, if you'd like to, hands can stay on the floor. You could walk your hands off your mat toward this direction, away from your legs. Firm the muscles of your left leg. Even dig your left heel down into the floor and pull it back towards your hips. So there's some stability from the underside of your thigh. Return to a lunge at the top of your mat. Bend into your left knee. Frame your front foot. Step back to plank. Inhale. Lower all the way to the floor. Exhale. Cobra. Inhale. Draw your shoulder blades back. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Take a full breath. Look forward. Lunge your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana, low lunge, lift your torso. Join your palms again out in front of your forehead and bend your elbows to bring your thumbs to the back of your neck, right at the base of your skull. Draw your elbows in towards your forehead and then lift them up. Lengthen out between your rib cage and your hips. Stretch your arms up, inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Lift your back knee, straighten your front leg, fold forward over your right leg. If you like to, you can even lift the ball of your right foot up away from the floor as we start to get a little more into the hamstrings. Bend into your front knee, hands to the inside of your front foot, Skandasana, bend your left knee. Walk all the way to the back of your mat. Take your right leg straight, toes point toward the ceiling. Again, for this first one on the side, maybe just walk your hands away from you and fold to your inner left thigh. Return to a lunge at the top of your mat. Frame your front foot. Step your back foot forward. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Arms by your sides. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Left foot back to lunge this time. Drop your knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale. Bring your arms out by your sides. Take your left arm under your right. Come into Garudasana, eagle arms. Draw your elbows forward a little bit and upward as you allow your upper back to broaden, lengthen through your neck spine. You could either be looking forward, or if it's comfortable, you could take your gaze up past your fingertips. Nice. Release your arms. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a full breath in. Exhale, twist. Left elbow to your right thigh. For this first twist, just keep your back knee on the floor. Hug your muscles in toward the center of your body. Each inhalation, lengthening through your spine. Each exhalation, rotating. One more breath here. And exhale your hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and pause. Straighten your right leg again. Fold over your right leg. If you'd like to, lift the ball of your right foot away from the floor. Bend into your front knee. Skandasana to the back of your mat. So walk your hands all the way over to your left knee. Take your right leg straight. Toes point up toward the ceiling. Option this time, keep your left hand on the floor, reach your right arm up toward the sky. Add some rotation. Stay strong and stable through your right leg. Bring both hands to the floor. Walk to the top of your mat for a lunge. Frame your front foot. Step to plank. Inhale. Lower all the way to the floor as you exhale. Cobra. Inhale. Draw your chest forward. Downward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips. Take one full breath in downward dog. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Drop your back knee to the floor. Low lunge. Inhale, come up. Bring your right arm under your left arm. Spiral your forearms if you can. And if it's not working for you to spiral your forearms, you could be here with your palms together and your elbows apart. Broaden across your upper back. Lengthen your spine upward. Release your arms. Join your hands at your heart. Take a full breath in. Twist right elbow, left thigh. Staying in the low lunge with your back knee on the floor to just experience the spinal twist in a different way. Release your hands to the floor. Now tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, straighten your front leg, and fold over your left leg. Option to lift the ball of your foot, and you continue to have the option to use 2 blocks under your hands if you're a little bit more short through your hamstrings. Bend into your front knee, hands to the inside of your front foot, skandasana all the way to the back of your mat. Bend your right knee. Take your left toes, point them upward. Either stay with your hands on the floor or option to lift your left arm up and press your right hand down. Just a breath or two, opening through your side body. Bring your top hand to the floor. Walk to the top of your mat, frame your front foot. Step forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold down. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Bring your arms by your sides. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Right foot back to a lunge as you exhale. Drop your knee to the floor and inhale, lift your torso up. From here, take your right hand behind your upper back, your left hand to your elbow. Start to lift your elbow up toward the ceiling. Maintain stability through your core. Then bring your left hand out to your left. Turn your palm to face back and bring your hand behind your lower back. Now it's possible that you could hold on to your own hands in the bind here for Gomukhasana arms. If you don't hold on to your own hands, just press your hands into your back body and use them as a point of reference to help you lengthen through your spine and broaden across your lower back ribs as you open up into more of a back bend. Release your hands. Left hand to your left hip. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, bring your elbow to your thigh. Press your palms together for the twist. Now option to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and thigh up away from the floor. For revolved side angle. Just a few breaths. And release your hands to the floor. Straighten your front leg, fold over your left leg. Bend into your front knee. Hands to the inside of your front foot. Skandasana, bend into your back knee. Take your left leg straight, toes toward the ceiling. Good. And then fold forward, walk your hands this direction. This time, option to lift your left arm up and bring your hand to your sacrum. Take a half wrap, half bind. Begin to rotate through your spine. Place your hands to the floor. Walk to the top of the mat. Frame your front foot. Step to plank. Inhale there. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale to a low cobra. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Take a full breath. And step your right foot forward between your hands for the second side. Drop your back knee to the floor. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana, come up. Bend your left elbow. Bring your hand behind your upper back. Right hand to your elbow. And here there's an action of assisting yourself to lift your elbow toward the ceiling. Take your right arm out to the side. Turn your palm back and weave your hand behind your own back. Perhaps grab a hold of your own hands in the bind, or again, place your hands to the back of your body and use that reference to help create length. Release, right hand to your hip. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, hook your elbow across your thigh. Press your hands together and twist. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and thigh up away from the floor. Really find strength and stability with your back leg. Lift through your thigh bone. Good. Place your hands to the floor. Pause, straighten your front leg. Fold over your right leg. and bend into your knee. Hands to the inside of your foot. Skandasana last time. Bend into your left knee. Right leg straight, toes to the sky. Walk your hands away from your body. Option to lift your right arm up, turn your palm back, and bring your hand behind your sacrum to add the half wrap. Release your hands. Walk all the way to the top of your mat. Frame your front foot in the lunge and step forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Just bring your arms by your sides. Exhale. Well, Surya Namaskara to down dog. Inhale, reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Walk back to plank, chaturanga or floor, your choice. Inhale, do upward dog or cobra, shoulders up and back. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step your right foot forward between your hands and drop your left heel to the floor for warrior two. Rise up. As you hold warrior two for just a few breaths, draw your right knee toward the right. Bring your outer right hip in. Now straighten your front leg. Inhale, exhale to triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana, bringing your right hand down. Again, you could use a block to the outside edge of your front foot, or your hand can come onto your shin or onto the floor. Turn your top palm forward and reach your arm over your ear. Take a long stretch through your left side waist. Turn to look down, bend your right knee, bring your hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Spin your back heel to the floor for warrior two to come up. Again, drawing your left knee slightly toward the left so that it's aligned over your toes. Now straighten your leg with your inhale. Exhale, triangle pose. Tilt your pelvis, bringing your left hand down, using a block, if you'd like, to the outside edge of your front foot. And you know, a good home trick, if you don't have blocks, really big textbooks that you could stack up and have a little bit of extra height. Take your top palm forward, reach your arm over your ear, take a breath, and turn to look down. Place your hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Keep your feet as they are and walk your hands all the way back to your feet for a standing forward bend. Perhaps bend your knees a little bit and allow your spine to cascade down. Turn your toes out, heels in, and bend your knees to come down into Malasana. So here, if you'd like to, you could sit on a block, or you could sit on a blanket at home, or even a meditation cushion. Join your hands together, lengthen through your spine, and just take a breath and centering. Release your hands to the floor. Have a seat. So sit back, take your legs out in front of you, and find a position where you can take your legs out nice and wide. So you might have to stagger a little bit. If you're in a small home space, find a place where you can bring your legs out wide for an Upavishta Konasana. Bring your hands behind you, lift through your spine, and try to tilt your pelvis slightly forward so that your pubic bone comes down and you're aligned nicely through your spine. Bring your hands out in front of you. Pause here. Perhaps begin to fold forward. Walk your hands forward. And for you, it might be more skillful to have your hands behind you and be sitting more upright, and that's fine. So find a place that works for your body, toes pointing toward the ceiling, muscles of your legs awake. Inviting in these qualities of awareness, of clarity. All right, bring your torso up. And Dana and Aubrey, I'll have you turn your mat so that the short edges of your mat are up against the wall. This is a version of shoulder stand that's a really lovely restorative version. And we can do this at home with either 2 blocks. If you have a yoga bolster, you could use a yoga bolster. You could also use 2 or 3 folded blankets. Or, like I mentioned before, you could use some textbooks stacked up. So I'll have you 2 use blocks to demonstrate this. So you'll start by coming into legs up the wall. So turn and face me, bring your right hip all the way to the wall, and then lift your legs up. So you want to be as close to the wall as possible. And that way we can really align nicely through the spine. I'll have Aubrey here and Dana bend their knees and lift their hips away from the floor. You can take block number 1 and slide it under, right under your sacrum. Now as you come onto the block, try to move your pubic bone toward the wall and tuck your shoulders under your upper back, just like you do in a bridge pose. Then take your legs up. Now, this might be a good spot for you. If you would like a second block, you could do the same thing, adding a second block for more height. So if you'd like to, you can bend your knees, come up, add that second block, and move your pubic bone toward the wall. Take your legs up. How's that feel? Good. Okay. So there's weight on the backs of the shoulders, on the back of the head, but hopefully not a lot of weight right on the upper part of your spine and your neck. If that's the case, you might come down to a lower position. And you can hold here for a few minutes, 3 minutes or so. Just gently allowing the effects of the inversion to be maximized by relaxing in the posture. Tune into your breath. Tune into the quality of energy in your body. There's a teaching from the Yoga Sutra, this concept of viveka khyati, which is discernment or discriminating wisdom. And it's said that as we cultivate awareness and clarity, we can start to discern what is of lasting import, what we care most deeply about, and we can also start to discern what might be hindering our progress on our path toward our highest way of being in the world. And it's from viveka khyati, discernment, that we begin to make conscious choices. Gently bend your knees, lift your hips up off the blocks, and slide the blocks or whatever you have at home out from underneath you to lower your hips down to the floor. Take a few breaths in this legs up the wall position and just notice the difference in your tissue, the different sensations through your hips and your lower back when you do this posture now without your hips being elevated. Gently bend your knees, roll to your right side, and press into your hands to come up. Go ahead and find your way into a Shavasana position, relaxation, so just lying onto your back. And Shavasana is any comfortable position where you can truly relax and let go of the tissues of your body without having to hold yourself up in any way. So I invite you to find this position where you're reclining on your back, or if you prefer to do relaxation in a different position, you can do that. And you can stay here for even 5 to 10 minutes if you'd like. Allow yourself to relax into your body and come into a state of non-doing. And in your own time, just relaxing for Shavasana. We'll leave you here and you can stay in Shavasana as long as you like.